Hello people and welcome back to my RuneScape Dragon Wilds build. This here is a very special mega build that I've built on a hardcore server. So I do use this build, but I am reluctant with it because it takes 2 to 3 minutes to load in. So it's not efficient when I'm playing, or if I die and I load in here, I have to wait a period of time. So it is so hopefully in the future they fix this or they improve the performance of the asset pop-ins. But for now, I love it. And I will be building upon it. So as we go through this build, just know it's somewhat unfinished. It's finished to a certain degree, but there's a lot more decor I want to add. Maybe new design features on the exteriors when I go through Dowden Reach and beyond. But for now, let me show you what we've got. So here we have the main mansion that you've seen already as I'm pointing at it. We've got the towers and the castle rock encasing it. I've just added some design features at the front just to give you that grand entrance as you enter into this castle. And we have Velgar's Tower protruding behind also. If we take ourselves to the right here, as you've also seen, this beautiful waterfall that is cascading behind this grand bridge that you can actually walk across, which I'll show you later. I wanted to build this entire structure with this waterfall in mind. How I was planning to go around it, I didn't know at the time. But then when I was designing the walls, I was like, oh, do you know what? It would actually be really cool if I could design it to continue across, but not to obstruct it, because the natural walls here, just outside of it, acts as protection also, so I didn't need to cover that up. I take you over here to a nice, cute little courtyard. A little, I don't know what to call this actually, but it feels royal, it feels important, and it feels like a nice escape from this whole city structure. I designed this bench as well, as they don't do benches. I just tried to design something I could. And we have a little drum set here also. These fences were made out of cape racks and palisades. I just had to be a bit creative around it. If I could drive them into the floor and make them shorter, I would. But for now, it does the trick. We do have some resources in here. Again, I said it's a hardcore build, so if I need to continually get my tin and copper for whatever reason, we also have that. I take ourselves across this nice, lovely bridge. And we can now see the waterfall in all its glory. We also have fishing spots down here. I was really lucky to encapsulate that because I designed this before fishing was released. So there was no guarantee that they would be here, but I went up the stream and actually there's 3 here and they're the main ones that are along this stream. So I got very lucky with that. And then here, sorry, let me just pop back. We have the castle forge. There's more I want to do this to make it more distinguished from the castle rock. As you can see, I have added texture to the walls here with some square blocks running down just to give it a little bit more of a character than the plain old block that you normally get, castle block. So let's head on inside this nice narrow corridor staircase, and we got ourselves a lot of ore hanging around the place. The idea here is that this is a busy place. This is not a dilapidated castle, this is a busy castle. So me and my wife who inhabit this castle are like the royals. And so I didn't want to make it crazy with crates hanging about the place and it's just looking a bit messy. But of course, when you're in a forge, you're not trying to stack things neatly. You're just getting shit done. Okay, so we've got our nice chest there that will have all the ore. And the smith and anvil right next to it, so it's for convenience. We've got the bars, and then over here, I designed these nice chimney points above the blast furnace. The blast furnace is obviously the more important forges here, so I wanted to give it that nice grand texture. These were tricky to make along here. As you can see, I broke one by accident and it was a nightmare to get this back. They do work, however. So fortunately, this doesn't necessarily count as a roof because the inside of it is open all the way to the top. However, you cannot make a roof at the top here, so I had to keep that open. So let's head up there actually, and I'll show you why I'm lagging out. I don't know what's happening here. So this empty space is actually for the future in case something comes out. You know, when we start designing dragon armor or beyond, they might create new furnaces. So these are the chimneys to finish it off. A little bit of a design feature there as well. So we're going to head on out and we come to the back of the castle. Voila! Ouch. We have this, well, the first place you're going to see on the back here will be this guest house. I was just playing around with some ash build and I thought I wanted a little bit more color, so I stuck the oak build on top of it. This wasn't necessarily my idea. I wanted it to really protrude outwards, to come like a block out. But it will do for now. And again, it's just there to fill the space to an extent. So we do have a little bit of a design inside as well. It's quite cozy. But there are more things I want to add in here as well if I really want to busy it up. We've got a little balcony here. The ash is fun to create because you can really play with these beams here to design whatever sort of shape you want to give it a little bit more character. And if we take ourselves to the left, we have this wooden ash build also, which is what houses our stone cutters, grindstones, sawmills, and such. And this is, again, a simple build. It's not messy. It's nice and clean. Simply come in here. This would be where the shop is, but there's no NPCs. And you can sort all your goods out. I've been using all my blocks here for another build in the Fell Hollow. So I'll be showing you that build also at some point. Just be sure to follow my Instagram and TikToks if you want to keep ahead on what builds I do there. I should do some fast forward builds, but I'm limited with time in life, so I just make what I can. So here we have the second bridge. Again, it's a 1-for-1 replica. That was the hardest point about making this bridge. When you're actually designing a bridge like this, you just let your creativity flow. You just need to make sure it's all symmetrical. But when you need to do that 1-for-1 on the other side, then it becomes tricky because you've got to remember every piece you've done. But I always succeeded, so that's fine. And over here, we have another little structure underneath the stairway leading to the castle walls. I just did this here just to create, again, some sort of texture along this wall and not have it so bland. It brings some light into the castle as well, but it also does keep the critters out. So let's head upstairs now over my lovely castle walls. So you can kind of get a scale as I'm running through this. This isn't a small build by any stretch, but it's not necessarily a city either. It is a castle, housing and mansion. So we can see all over the sides here as we run along here, so we can get a good look as such. At night time, it looks really cool. When I show you the insides, it might be night, and I'll come outside and show you how it looks when it's all lit up. I really do like the nighttime aspect of it. So there we have it. Coming along here. Here's your waterfall cascading. And we can see the build in all its glory. I'm going to jump down from here. Sorry, birdie. Oh. Right, let's head on inside the main house. Now, there's a lot more I want to do in this house, right? It's 3 stories tall. So, I don't have all the decorations I want. And I need shitloads of books for something I'll show you in a second. So, when we first come in, I'll take you to the left to our kitchen. Kitchen. It's pretty simple. There's nothing much to add in here yet. And we have a nice open space. Before, this was actually beamed up and there was a few walls here. But my wife made the comment that actually it feels a bit clustered for a big grand build, particularly on the inside. So I knocked it all down and I just created this open space. Now, if you notice here, we've got a nice TV. RuneScape TV. Rune Essence TV. And you can take your seat right here. Have a sit. And watch the rune essence flow and float. I just stacked crap loads of runes on the floor here. And they kind of act like the fireplace, if you will. And in this little tower here, we have where all the chests will lie. Bit of light here. And again, it's not completely finished. There are some dotting of the T's and I's. So let's head on into the level working stations. This place I really like. I love all the clutter of the cloths and all the balls and such. It just gives it that busy feel, as I said, but it feels like it's supposed to be there. Didn't want to litter with all these crates, so a little bit on there will do. We've got our crafting tables, jeweling bench, and then our fletching bench over there too. And we come back here, we've got 3 of the tanneries, we've got 2 looms, and we've got a kiln, again sitting by the tower, bringing in the light, but also allowing all the smoke to leave. I wanted to have a bit of sense to this as well. You know, not having these things that emit fire like this, and not having any escape for it. Now, let's head up to the master bedroom. This one is a little bit underwhelming at the moment, because there's, again, more I want to add, and I'm not too sure what to do with a bedroom when you've got a lot more space. This is where me and my wife sleep. We've got a little personal bookshelves on either side, which is dotted with a couple of books, cloths, and hey, a vault core, because we're built like that. Take you into our walk-in wardrobe. Again, it's quite bare. We've got our weapon racks, And we have, well, I think this is pretty cool anyway. Either of our armor mannequins supporting any armor we have that we're not wearing will go on here. And then I'll take you on here. So now it's just empty space. We've got open rooms. This could be guest rooms, maybe. Upstairs is a big ambitious idea. I wanted a grand library to make use of the attic. Now, when I built this, I learned a lot, right? There was a lot that I didn't realize I should do, shouldn't do. And so this build is a bit shabby in terms of the wood placements and such. So this helps kind of cover up the top end of it. As you see here, I've still got to fill out some of these gaps without making it look so weird on the outside. But again, I've got thousands of space for books. And that's the idea, is to really make this place come alive with all these bookshelves. I will need around about 5,000 plus books to fill this place up. We do have a little place for people to have a little sit down and a read. And then you come up here and you've got a double window leading outside for the light to come in. Okay, alright. So let me now go outside in the dark and show you how cool it looks at night time. As the music graces our ears. Are you ready for it? Wham! Now, I'm really happy about how this looks. Let me take you into Oculus mode. And we will head on up and we can see it in all its glory. Now, what's cool is that these towers have a gradient light to them from the top down. Sadly, I can't see the towers from the distance here. That would look really cool if they were all lit up the same way these guys are, but I think maybe that's just I don't have the computer to run the graphics on Epic, and maybe then it will show it. I don't know. Regardless, we have the build way all lit up when you come in. And there we have it. I really hope you enjoyed. I really enjoyed making this build. And again, there's a lot more I want to add. Sadly, of course, you do have that load-in time when you come in. So I don't want to add too much more as it stands. Otherwise, it will really become pointless to a degree. It'll be more of a thing to look at than it is to actually play in. And I want to be able to play in this. It feels so surreal to run around such a big build. Oh yeah, you can have a look here while I talk. Yeah, it feels really surreal to run around such a build, such a big build that almost feels like it's part of the game. So this got me thinking. I Twitch stream and I was thinking about how we can all work together to make this game last a long time and to give it a long end game life. And obviously building is something that you can endlessly do, right? And as more land masses arrive, more build types and more themes will come out that you can build towards. So I want to create a series where I go into your world and view your builds. I interview you if you're willing and talk about what inspired you, how you did it, how long it took, and generally for me to judge, if you will, not harshly, but in such a way that I can see how much time you put into it, how creative you've been, and also to showcase to the community, because we put a lot of time into these builds and I feel like having a space where people can bring it all together would really, again, help put everybody's work on a pedestal. So if you will, if you go to my Discord, Thepuckington, it should be on my Twitch and generally my social media. I would like you to post your build submissions, and then you can DM me if you will, and you put the password. We can set up a time and we can go in it together, and again we can explore it. If your build is too long to load, like I've heard one guy is 2 to 3 hours, I don't think that's realistic. I'm not going to sit here. I don't have that time. I've got a full-time job. I've got children and I'm married, so this is not something that I can do. But you can maybe showcase it yourself on my behalf, and then I can go through it then. So there we have it. I hope you enjoyed. This has been Puck. Peace.